Welcome to Kids Storytime, where imagination knows no bounds. Get ready to embark on an unforgettable adventure. Hit subscribe and let's dive into the enchantment together.
Chapter 1. The Prince's Quest begins. In the peaceful kingdom of Verdantia, nestled amidst rolling hills and blooming meadows, a young prince named Lysander dreamt of adventure. His father, King Alaric, ruled with wisdom and kindness. But a shadow lingered over their land, the malevolent witch, Malvina, who had imprisoned the king with her dark magic. Determined to free his father and save the kingdom from the witch's tyranny, Lysander embarked on a quest. With his loyal steed, a spirited white mare named Luna, he set out at dawn, his heart filled with resolve. As he journeyed through the verdant countryside, Lysander encountered villagers living in fear, their homes marred by the witch's curses. He listened to their tales of woe with compassion, vowing to end the witch's reign of terror. At dusk, beneath the canopy of a mystical forest, Lysander made camp, kindling a fire to ward off the encroaching darkness. With stars twinkling overhead and Luna by his side, he whispered a promise to his father. "I will not rest until you are free, dear father. The battle against evil has begun, and I shall not falter." Chapter 2. The Enchanted Forest and the Evil Witch. As dawn broke over the horizon, Lysander and Luna ventured deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, where the trees whispered ancient secrets and shadows danced with eerie delight. The air was thick with magic, and every step seemed to lead them further into the unknown. Navigating through winding paths and tangled thickets, Lysander remained vigilant, his senses alert for any sign of danger. Suddenly, a haunting melody filled the air, drawing him toward a clearing bathed in ethereal light. There, amidst a grove of shimmering trees, stood the source of the enchanting music, a beautiful but sinister figure cloaked in darkness. Malvina, the wicked witch. Her eyes gleamed with malice as she beckoned Lysander closer, her voice dripping with honeyed deceit. But Lysander stood firm, his heart steadfast against her enchantments. With courage and resolve, he challenged the witch, demanding the release of his father and the restoration of peace to the kingdom. Enraged by his defiance, Malvina unleashed her dark magic, sending twisted vines and shadowy tendrils snaking toward him. With a mighty swing of his sword and the strength of his spirit, Lysander fought back, his determination unwavering. The battle raged on, a clash of light against darkness, until finally, with a burst of brilliance, Lysander emerged victorious, the witch's power broken and her hold over the forest shattered. As the sun set on the horizon, casting golden rays through the canopy above, Lysander stood triumphant, his heart filled with hope. The first step of his quest was complete, but the journey ahead would be fraught with peril and uncertainty. With Luna at his side and the memory of his father's smile guiding him, he pressed onward, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 3. A Brave Encounter. The prince confronts darkness. With the witch's enchantments broken and the forest bathed in the soft light of dawn, Lysander continued his quest with renewed determination. He and Luna journeyed forth, guided by the whispers of the wind and the faint glimmer of hope in their hearts. Their path led them to the foothills of Mount Shadowcrest, a towering peak cloaked in mist and mystery. Legends spoke of ancient evils that dwelled within its depths, but Lysander knew that he must face them if he were to rescue his father from the clutches of darkness. As they ascended the treacherous slopes, the air grew colder and the shadows deeper, but Lysander pressed on, his resolve unyielding. Suddenly, from the shadows emerged a fearsome creature, its eyes gleaming with malevolence and its claws sharp as daggers. It was a guardian of the mountain, a creature born of nightmares and fueled by the darkness that lurked within. With a fierce battle cry, Lysander drew his sword and faced the creature head-on, his courage unshakable. The battle that ensued was fierce and relentless, a clash of steel and fang beneath the looming shadows of the mountain. But Lysander fought with the strength of a lion and the heart of a hero, refusing to back down in the face of adversity. With each strike of his sword and each blow exchanged, Lysander drew closer to victory, his determination shining like a beacon in the darkness. And finally, with a mighty blow, he vanquished the creature, its form dissolving into the shadows from whence it came. As the echoes of battle faded, and the sun broke through the clouds, Lysander stood triumphant atop Mount Shadowcrest, his spirit undaunted by the challenges that lay ahead. For he knew that with courage and determination, even the darkest of shadows could be vanquished, and the light of hope would always prevail. Chapter 4. Allies and Adversaries. Friends found and foes faced. As Lysander and Luna descended from the treacherous slopes of Mount Shadowcrest, they found themselves in a land shrouded in mist and mystery. It was a place where the line between friend and foe blurred, and danger lurked around every corner. Amidst the dense fog, Lysander encountered a band of travelers, each with their own tale of woe and courage. Among them was Seraphina, a skilled archer with eyes as sharp as her arrows, and Thorn, a brave warrior whose strength was matched only by his loyalty. Together, they formed an unlikely alliance, united in their quest to defeat the evil witch and free King Alaric from her clutches. With their newfound companions by their side, Lysander and Luna pressed onward, their spirits bolstered by the strength of friendship. But their journey was not without its perils, for the witch's minions lurked in every shadow, ready to strike at a moment's notice. From the depths of the forest to the wind-swept plains, they faced countless foes, each more fearsome than the last. Yet, through courage and determination, they prevailed, their bond growing stronger with each victory won. And as they drew closer to the witch's lair, they knew that their greatest challenge lay ahead, that with allies at their side, and the memory of their loved ones guiding them, Lysander and Luna faced the trials ahead with unwavering resolve, ready to confront whatever darkness awaited them in the heart of the witch's domain. Chapter 5. Trials of Courage. Crossing the River of Fear. With their newfound allies by their side, Lysander and Luna ventured deeper into the heart of the witch's domain, their path fraught with peril and uncertainty. Ahead of them lay the River of Fear, a churning torrent of darkness that stood as a barrier between them and the witch's castle. As they approached the riverbank, a sense of foreboding washed over them, for the waters of the River of Fear held the power to feed on one's deepest fears and doubts. But Lysander knew that they could not turn back now. Their quest demanded courage and determination in the face of adversity. With Seraphine's steady hand guiding the way and Thorn's unwavering strength leading the charge, they forged ahead, their hearts steeled against the whispers of doubt that echoed in the air. Luna whinnied softly, sensing the danger that lay ahead, but Lysander reassured her with a gentle touch, his resolve unshaken. As they stepped into the icy waters of the river, a wave of darkness washed over them, threatening to engulf them in its suffocating embrace. But they pressed on, their spirits buoyed by the light of hope that burned within them. With each step forward, the waters grew deeper and the currents stronger. But Lysander and his companions remained steadfast, their courage unwavering in the face of adversity. And as they reached the other side of the river, soaked but unbroken, they knew that they had overcome one of the greatest trials on their journey. With the castle of the witch looming ominously in the distance, Lysander and his companions took a moment to catch their breath, their hearts filled with determination to press onward. For they knew that the final battle against the forces of darkness awaited them, and they would need all the courage and strength they possessed to emerge victorious and free King Alaric from the witch's clutches. Chapter 6. Into the Heart of Darkness. Storming the witch's castle. With the River of Fear conquered and their resolve unshaken, Lysander and his companions stood before the imposing gates of the witch's castle, its spires reaching toward the darkened sky like twisted fingers of shadow. The air crackled with dark magic, and a sense of dread hung heavy in the air. But Lysander knew that they could not falter now. Their journey had led them here, to the very heart of the witch's domain, and the fate of the kingdom hung in the balance. With a steely glint in his eyes, he raised his sword high and led his companions forward, Luna's hooves echoing against the cold stone floor. As they crossed the threshold of the castle gates, they were met with a labyrinth of twisting corridors and shadowy chambers, each more treacherous than the last. But Lysander pressed on, his determination unwavering, his heart filled with the memory of his father's smile. They encountered dark creatures lurking in the shadows, sentries of the witch's domain, but with Seraphine's keen aim and Thorn's mighty strength, they dispatched them with ease. Step by step, they drew closer to their goal, their courage lighting the way through the darkness. At last, they reached the heart of the castle, where the witch awaited them, her eyes gleaming with malice and her dark magic crackling in the air. With a roar of defiance, Lysander charged forward, his companions at his side, ready to face the ultimate test of their courage and strength. The battle that ensued was fierce and relentless, a clash of light against darkness, good against evil. But Lysander fought with the courage of a true hero, his sword flashing in the darkness as he struck blow after blow against the witch's defenses. And as the first light of dawn broke through the clouds, illuminating the castle in its golden glow, Lysander delivered the final blow, shattering the witch's dark magic and freeing his father from her clutches at last. With the witch defeated and the kingdom saved, Lysander and his companions emerged from the castle triumphant, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude. For they had proven that even in the darkest of times, courage and hope could light the way forward, and darkness could never truly extinguish the light of love and bravery. Chapter 7. The Prince's Dilemma, a choice between light and shadow. With the evil witch defeated and King Alaric freed from her grasp, the kingdom of Verdantia rejoiced in the return of peace and prosperity. But amidst the celebrations, a shadow lingered in Lysander's heart, a choice that weighed heavily upon him. For in his quest to save his father and the kingdom, Lysander had encountered the darkest depths of darkness and the brightest glimmers of light. He had faced trials that tested his courage and foes that challenged his resolve. But now, with victory won, he found himself at a crossroads. As he stood beneath the golden rays of the morning sun, Lysander pondered the path that lay before him. On one hand, there was the allure of returning to the comforts of home, to bask in the warmth of his father's embrace and the adoration of his people. But on the other hand, there was the call of adventure, the promise of new horizons and undiscovered lands waiting to be explored. Lysander knew that his journey was far from over, that there were still challenges to be faced and battles to be won. With a heavy heart, he turned to his companion Seraphina, whose eyes sparkled with mischief and courage, and Thorn, whose steadfast loyalty had never wavered. They had become his family, his truest allies in the fight against darkness, and he could not bear the thought of leaving them behind. And then there was Luna, his faithful steed, whose gentle spirit had carried him through the darkest of nights and the fiercest of battles. She nuzzled his hand affectionately, her eyes reflecting the silent understanding that passed between them. In the end, Lysander knew that he could not ignore the call of adventure, nor could he turn his back on his companions. With a smile upon his lips and a glint of determination in his eyes, he made his decision to journey forth into the unknown, to face whatever challenges awaited him with courage and grace. For he was Lysander, the brave young prince who had fought against the forces of evil and emerged victorious. And his story was far from over. With his companions at his side and the wind at his back, he rode forth into the sunrise, ready to embrace whatever destiny had in store for him. Chapter 8. Liberation at last. Breaking the witch's curse. In the aftermath of the battle, as the kingdom of Adantia basked in the glow of newfound peace, there remained one final task for Lysander and his companions to undo the dark curse that had ensnared King Alaric and plagued the land for far too long. Guided by ancient lore and the wisdom of the kingdom's elders, Lysander embarked on a quest to find the key to breaking the witch's curse. With Seraphine's keen insight and Thorn's unwavering strength at his side, he journeyed to the heart of the enchanted forest, where legend spoke of a mystical artifact that held the power to unravel even the darkest of spells. Amidst the whispering trees and shimmering glades, they discovered the ancient grove where the artifact lay hidden, a crystal of pure light, forged in the heart of a star and imbued with the power of creation itself. But to claim it, they would have to face one final trial, a test of their courage and resolve. As they stood before the crystal, its light bathing them in a warm embrace, Lysander knew that the fate of the kingdom rested upon his shoulders. With a steady hand and a heart filled with determination, he reached out and grasped the crystal, its power coursing through him like a river of pure energy. In that moment, the witch's curse began to unravel, its dark tendrils dissipating into the ether as the light of the crystal banished the shadows that had plagued the land for so long. And as the last remnants of the curse faded away, King Alaric stood before them, his eyes shining with gratitude and love. With tears of joy streaming down their faces, Lysander and his companions embraced their king, their hearts overflowing with relief and happiness. For at long last, the kingdom of Adantia was free from the witch's tyranny, and a new era of peace and prosperity lay ahead. As they returned to the kingdom, welcomed as heroes by the cheering crowds and jubilant celebrations, Lysander knew that their journey was complete. But even as they reveled in their victory, he could not shake the feeling that their adventures were far from over, and that new challenges awaited them on the horizon. And so, with a smile upon his lips and a twinkle in his eye, he looked to the future, ready to embrace whatever destiny had in store for him and his companions. Chapter 9. Return of the King, reuniting father and son. With the witch's curse lifted and peace restored to the kingdom of Adantia, Lysander stood before his people, his heart brimming with pride and gratitude. The cheers of the crowd echoed through the streets, a symphony of joyous celebration filled the air with warmth and light. But amidst the revelry, Lysander's thoughts turned to his father, King Alaric, who had been imprisoned by the witch's dark magic for so long. With a determined stride, he made his way to the castle, his companions at his side, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that their quest was finally at an end. As they entered the throne room, they found King Alaric standing before the throne, his eyes shining with tears of joy at the sight of his son. With a cry of delight, Lysander rushed forward and embraced his father, the weight of their long separation lifting from his shoulders like a heavy burden. Together, father and son stood before their people, their bond stronger than ever in the face of adversity. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the kingdom of Adantia, they knew that their journey was far from over, but that they would face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and grace. For they were Lysander and King Alaric, united once more in love and victory, and their kingdom would thrive under their reign for generations to come. And as the stars twinkled in the night sky above, a new chapter began in the tale of the brave young prince who fought against the forces of evil and emerged victorious, his heart filled with the light of hope and the warmth of love.
Join us on our enchanting journey through tales of friendship, adventure, and wonder. Subscribe now to experience the magic with us.